What is up, everybody? Welcome to Perspective Gaming. I'm your host, Flame078, logging in from the real world to give you perspective. This time around, let's take a look at 2017. This has been a weird, amazing year to be a gamer. Let's take a look back at the events, stories, and most of all, the games that took the industry by storm. As the new year is upon us, let's reflect on these moments and pray for the best that 2018 comes out just as strong as this year. Let's get started.
Damn. Yeah.
I would have to say 2017 has been one of the best years for games for this new generation of consoles. Who am I kidding? Not just consoles, but PCs, VR, the whole shebang. Now, when I first started this channel earlier this year, I mentioned a lot that I hope to be giving you the gaming enthusiast perspective, as I did not want to give you the wrong idea that I could be playing everything that ever interested me. I have a 9 to 5 that I still very much enjoy, and I've been a gamer since I can remember. And like I said, this year has been a pretty good year to call myself a gamer. Though this year wasn't too perfect, so let's look back at the highs and lows of 2017. Right off the bat, let's talk about Nintendo. What a year for them. For one, I am strongly on the fence of getting the new console, the Switch. Now, not because it's a weird gimmicky thing that continues on the legacy of the Wii and the Wii U that really is not competitive towards the Xbox or PS4, but goddamn, they finally got things going by getting wonderful titles this year that pushed them to the forefront of the mainstream. Spectacular games like Mario and Zelda make us rush to the chance to get a Switch. But even their smaller titles are holding up and making worth their own. Their first party games are coming out and fleshing out to be really good experiences. And with the openness to third party, Nintendo owners are finally going to be able to get to experience games that we get to experience on Xbox and PS4. For example, LA Noire and Skyrim, just to name a few. I'm hoping that this trend will continue in the future to allow Nintendo players and Nintendo as a whole to grow and to make the market more competitive. That way, everyone can enjoy more games. Now I gotta be honest, following the news, I really thought the hype for VR kinda died out, but in reality, it's just leveled out for the most part. But VR is far from done. With the success and affordability that the PlayStation VR has generated this year, it's pushing competition to up the game by making sure their headsets are up to par. PlayStation VR has been gaining ground and getting into more homes, which means more titles, which leads to bigger budgets for these games. And I know a lot of people have been happy with the experiences that these VR games have been showing, so I'm very excited to finally see some big budget titles, some AAA titles to be pushed to the forefront, so that way VR can go into the mainstream. Slow and steady wins the race, right? Xbox has been having a tough time this generation, huh? And no, I'm not fanboying or dissing. Even without knowing the sales numbers, we know Xbox ain't performing this generation. And it's not because people don't like Xbox. It's just from day one, Xbox has had an identity crisis. It has no idea what it wanted to be, and that hurt it so much. For me, that was one of the biggest reasons I went to PS4 after owning a 360. PS4 knew what it wanted. It was games, 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 and Xbox was trying to shove all this other extra stuff and not committing to any of their ideas. But I think 2017 was their finally curving point to change. I mean, still they haven't gotten any crazy exclusives, but titles like PUBG and Cuphead are sure to raise heads and be able to start convincing people to get an Xbox in their homes. Not only that, with the release of the One X, man, Microsoft finally put something on the table that is truly a gaming experience that we deserve from day one. So hopefully with the stronger console and pushing for more better exclusives, Xbox will be finally getting more games on their plate, so that way I can dust off my dusty old Xbox One. Now this year, like I said, wasn't all great, and there were some things that angered us, and rightly so, and others let me question, but why? Let's get into small stuff first. Now there's a right way to go about securing your stuff, and there's a wrong way. The devs of Persona 5 chose a really bad way. The intent was there. I mean, I get it. No one wants spoilers for the game and they want to be able to have their game be sold and experienced at home. But if you wanted to do that, the simple way to do it is just to tell streamers and YouTubers that, hey, hold off on your reviews, hold off on your streams until a certain date. That would solve the issue and streamers and YouTubers would respect that. But no, what do you do instead? You threaten copyright and the livelihood of thousands of content creators. And let's just say, that doesn't go well. So let's hope they learn their lesson and try not to do that again. Oh man, this has not been a good year for EA for a lot of reasons. Let's start with the smaller stuff before we get into the big kahuna. Mass Effect Andromeda was a highly anticipated game for many. I, for one, didn't play the Mass Effect game, so I wasn't really there for the hype. So fans were shocked at the state of the game with poor storytelling, bad animations, and just poor game mechanic decisions. Like, it was really funny watching the reviews for these games and just how people were trolling the game and how bad it was. Which really sucks because Mass Effect, I heard, was a really good franchise. But EA did the EA thing and messed it all up. Another thing that EA did was shut down Visceral Studios. So the shutdown of Visceral Studios was a big blow because they were working on a single player Star Wars experience, which would have been awesome. But with the shutdown, players got really upset and now we don't even know the state of this, in developed game. We might not even get this game now because of this move. And it doesn't help that rumors circulating around this decision was done for the fact to convert this game into a games of service model, which EA has been doing a lot lately with their games, and it's pissing a lot of people off. Now, it would be extremely easy for me to say that EA is the reason for microtransactions and loot boxes getting so much heat, but that is just not true. Many titles this year took heavy hits due to their stupid microtransaction systems that pissed off fans. Need for Speed, Shadow of Mordor, Forza 7, Destiny 2, just to name a few, all had negative reactions before the big whopper that was Battlefront 2. But damn, that whopper was a doozy. EA lost stock, they were mainstream media news outlets, governments are starting to think about loot boxes as gambling and getting into our games, which is a whole separate thing. And it forced EA to apologize like millions of times. I mean, gamers know that EA has been doing stupid things for years and everyone comes to expect the worst from EA at this point. But the fact that they got so much heat this time around does give me solace in the fact that I hope it makes companies and developers go in the right direction of getting rid of these stupid things from our games. Whew. Oh man, that wasn't so bad, right? Now let's talk about the games. Oh boy, the game. There are some of the games that I got to play this year. Now listen, I know this game did not come out in 2017, but I put it here because this game was a big part of my year. Not only because I put over 100 hours into the game, but the team has been amazing at delivering continuous content. I admit that I did not buy the season pass day one, but once Comrades came out, I had to play it. And I thought might as well get the episodes that they were releasing. Boy, it did not disappoint. Granted, the multiplayer Comrades DLC has some issues with long loading times and a couple of glitches, but I love it and I still enjoy doing everything about that DLC, and I can't wait to jump into the other single player episodes. Final Fantasy 15 built such a great world that it left me with the urge to sink in more. I also want to put it here because I wanted to commend this team for being a prime example of what it means to bring extra value to content and making it worth paying for more after the $60 price buy-in. And this is how you do DLC right. Now this was a fun gem. It brought something new to the multiplayer only space filled with shooters and MOBAs and blah 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 blah. For Honor did a great job of making our childhood fantasy a reality of, I wonder what would be better, samurais, Vikings, or knights? What if we put them together and fight desperately? Though it had a great fast start, hype and attention faded fast for me, and I know in the general public it happened as well. Just as quick as we were all hype, we all moved on. Shame because they're still adding heroes at a price with season pass, and they're generating events and content to keep the game going. But this doesn't negate the fact that the game has something to it, and I still come back to it with my friends from time to time, even if it's just to die. Now, fighting games are never really on my radar, but Injustice 2 was definitely an exception because I love DC and I love DC Comics, and I loved the first one. I love this game solely for the storytelling. NetherRealms did a really fantastic job of being able to bring a solid story experience to a generally storyless fighting game genre, and they do it perfectly, I think, in my opinion. They had a wide cast of heroes and villains to play as, and amazing DLC heroes that are still being released. It's a good package. If you're a fighting game fanatic, you'll love this, and if you're just a casual looking for something to play with your friends on the couch, there is too. And if you're looking for a single player experience, it is there too. And it was an enjoyable piece, and I love it, and I go back to it just to kick my friend's ass from time to time. Or get my ass kicked, whichever or, because I'm not that good. Now this one was a fun title because Naughty Dog always makes good games, at least for the most part, or at least good, fun, single-player action games. The best thing about Lost Legacy is it still keeps the Uncharted charm with expanding on the ideas of the little experiments they did in Uncharted 4, like the open world, comp sense, and letting us play with new characters that we got teased to with the original franchise. This one I'd recommend for those who love just playing single-player experiences. You won't be disappointed, and it's a fun grab. Bungie. Your new IP, Destiny, which I have a love-hate relationship with. This game I have a lot of mixed feelings for. On one hand, you get a completed, yet simple game at release, with some good end-game content. I still play a lot with my clan, and I have fun doing events, keeping up with the Crucible, and overall just shooting aliens. As far as the issues with Eververse and the DLC, well, it's expected. Activision will make sure to milk this game for every penny. PC version has to be commended for being a good release and a good port to the PC, so I think that was good for this game. I still think Destiny 2 still has a lot of soul searching and needs to figure out what it wants to be, but it's a fun experience and they're moving in the right direction.
That brings back the intense, visceral, boots on the ground gameplay our fans love.
You know, this is a boots on the ground experience. So fans are very excited to sort of see how it feels.
Yeah, we're
How
back
did you
to
do that?
boots on the ground, man. It's awesome.
Going back to boots on the ground.
Then just go back to boots on the ground. Boots on the ground.
Christ, how many times did we hear that? Well, going back to the roots, COD fans get to relive the glory days and boots on the ground mayhem. This is fun, I guess. But really though, the only reason I got the game was because of the single player experience, which makes me a weirdo, I know, but Call of Duty was always there for me for single player experiences, and I played through the Modern Warfare franchise solely for that. I do enjoy the multiplayer experience, but like I said, my taste shifted more into a more strategic tactical game versus, you know, a Twitch arcade shooter. But it's Call of Duty and it's not going anywhere, and I'm sure we're gonna get another game next year, so there's that. Now come on, you think I wouldn't be talking about this worldwide sensation? Please. It is the top game I play right now on 2 systems. What can't I say about Battlegrounds? This game took the world by storm before it even got a full release less than a week ago. That's impressive. With Battlegrounds now close to getting almost 3 million concurrent players, this game is fire. All the top streamers and YouTube gamers are playing it. Why? Because it is fun. Want to play super serious and tactical with friends? Do it. Play solo to hone your skills? Do it. Want to make death races, 10-man squads, zombies, 50-50? Do it. Battlegrounds can be an experience you want it to be, and that's what makes it fun. So if you haven't gotten your chance to sync on it, you have 2 ways to play, and there's no reason for you to not to do it. So get to it. As far as the other big titles, well, I didn't get to play them. I only have so much time and money. Battlefront 2, well, it would be easy to say the controversy was my reason, but for me, it was just boring when I played the beta, so I didn't feel like getting it. Same reason I didn't get the first one. Horizon Zero Dawn, Nier Automata, I actually own them, but I'm still on the backlog of playing other single player games before I get to it. I'm kind of weird that way where I kind of like finish my games one by one before I start the next one. But I will get to them at some point. 2018 is the year. Mario, Zelda, 1-2 Switch, ARMS. Well, I don't have a Switch, so there's that. Just because I didn't play these games doesn't mean you shouldn't be on the lookout for them. That was a crazy year, huh? I think one of the best for this generation in my opinion. But thank you for making out to the end of this video. What did you think about 2017? Is there anything I missed? Let me know down below, and I hope you all have an amazing new year, and I hope to continue making better content for 2018. If you liked this video, be sure to hit that like button and make sure to share it with your friends. And if you did, check out my other videos that I've released over this year. And if you like that content, be sure to hit that subscribe button, as I'm sure to get back into it and come back stronger in 2018. Until next time, this is Perspective Gaming. I'm Flame078, logging off for now, and until next year. Adios!